Hello everybody, how's everyone day? Ame Gakita desu. So apparently that some Twitter users start learning about so-called the truth in their eyes about the author behind the manga anime series called Bocchi the Rod, and due to knowing it, there is a lot of people going around trying to so-called attack the mangaka or trying to so-called doing something that is very questionable about themselves to themselves or whatever they want to do it to themselves. So apparently that both Hero and Rev Say Desu actually go along the line of they Twitter tape Pochina or Twitter abandoned anime after discovering shocking truth about its author. And the so-called shocking truth in this case is that apparently that the author or the mangaka behind Pochi the Raw is a lolicon. Well, the thing is, right? I feel like this is not the first time that Twitter start attacking the mangaka or trying to justify their hate behind about the anime series or manga series which they so-called claim to lie about, which is one of the reasons why they are being called a theorist. Theorists mean to say that they are people who come just like how you go overseas, you thought you want to go to overseas, like let's say Japan, China, USA for the first time because you want to go there for the first time, and you go in there, you like the place because you got a good experience about it, and then you think about that all the nice place about that place. But then when you start learning about the crime rate at the country or how bad the government is or how there are also bad people in that country, it's like the first thing in your mind you have to ask yourself, don't your own country have the same issue? So at the end of the day, it's the same thing with anime. So they are being called theories that they watch an anime or manga and then they like it, and then when they start learning about so-called the truth behind the series, and then they start hating it, and they are right now called theory because they are not true fan. They are just kind of like they want to go and enjoy it, and then when they found out like it's not supposed to be enjoyed, they start making noise. So right now the thing is, right, Pochi the Rock had been got attacked, as well as another series that got attacked with beforehand was about One Piece, when they start learning about Bonnie. Again, both Hero and Rev Say Desu actually start talking about it quite a few days ago. And the interesting thing is that Twitter trying to like going around saying that like in their justification with reasons to attack the manga author or mangaka in Japanese term, or in trying to come up with way to tell people that they should hate the series in its way, like saying that the author is lolicon, or they trying to implement to other people that this is a lolicon, or trying to cater for lolicon, and that everyone should hate this kind of manga or anime series because they trying to like coming out with weird way to justify, to tell people that they should hate this series series. So the thing is, right, it's actually amazed me again and again and again. And initially I want to cover about the Bonnie issue on One Piece, which at the end of the day I was like, let's give it a few more days. And you all know me very well that I tend to do a little bit of research behind the scene, giving my like trying to check all this thing, right? And often when I do use Hero and Rev Say Desu channel for their because they seem to do a lot of researching on Twitter, or they got tagged on a lot of time. I don't get tagged on Twitter, so I don't know about all those kind of hate. And personally, I do use them as a main source because they tend to be able to do search out on those kind of interesting comments about those people giving a lot of hate. And like when I was checking about Rev Say Desu video along the line, like they got a lot of people saying like, oh, but I can't blame, or like they managed to drag a lot of things and trying to show to the like Rev Say Desu did quite a lot of work on searching that those people who making noise tend to be the to have issue on them. Like let's say that they like this kind of content they are actually, and they doesn't making noise about it just because it's like in a way that if I'm bringing up a skill, right, they trying to justify their hate. But then again, it also kind of like questionable when they themselves also had did a little bit of questionable thing. And I always there is a saying in Chinese, a very nice saying in Chinese called 讲人讲自己, which translated in English is basically when you're talking about others, you're talking about yourself. And in this case, like when you're saying that the other person is a lolicon, you're technically you may be meeting yourself being a lolicon. And often more than not, I just like how I don't like to call other people stupid, idiot, or crazy, or this thing is that I myself is being guilty of it. There are times when I'm being stupid or being an idiot or being weird or crazy, but if I go around and saying other people, I'm just making myself even worse. And often more than not, there are cases where the other party may be going along the line of like, you're the last one you want to be that I want to be called off. And often more than not, I give that benefit of doubt to most people before I give my judgment or before I put up the skill along the line. And in this case, people are trying to justify their hate or trying to come up with ways to kind of like attacking the mangaka, or people telling like, oh, I hate this author because they are lolicon. And then the lolicon or the anime character will say, oh, haters gonna be hating. For some time for quite a while, I actually create a video called Twitter attacking anime and manga with weird reasonings. I created that, where I was thinking along the line that there was some similar situation where people just hating on manga and anime just because they want to justify their hate, they're trying to justify and often more than that, to my understanding, when I say attacking with weird reason, it really seemed weird to me. Because if you guys think about the whole situation, like how they trying to justify, oh, the author is a lolicon, or they introduce a lolicon to the manga, like, it seemed weird. Why would you start attacking a manga when they introduce a character, maybe like a little bit of lolicon or all these things? Is that it's back to the point when people start attacking with weird reason to justify their hate for this kind of thing. I'm not saying like they should stop hating or whatsoever. If they don't like it, I always talk along the line that if you don't like it, don't watch it. And often more in this case, when they start hating it, they go full on. And which come to another thing that I always talk in my random chat all this time is that love and hate, especially like I always thought the word hate is a very powerful feeling and it can lead to obsession. Same thing for love. Both is just the two sides of the coin, and that the obsession feeling of they have for the anime or manga or games, right? When it's so damn strong that can't make them think rationally, or in another word is that unable to make them think straight carefully about all these things. And there are some like Rev Say Desu actually go along the line of saying I'm pretty sure that he said that some of them so-called die-hard fan before they realize the so-called the truth, and then they start so-called attacking the author or trying to justify or trying to say that, oh, they should do questionable things to themselves, like taking off their life along the line. But the thing is, right, they are trying to make it that as if it's the end of the world. And it really amazed me, like, why would you go along the line? Like, it just seems weird. I mean, like, if you don't like the thing, move on with your life. Don't stay there and trying to justify your hate or this thing. It's like, it just seems weird to me. And in my in my video where I say that there are those users trying to attack with their weird reasoning, there is one comment in that session where Woodman actually commented that Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, almost every American superhero, or I believe in most of the other American cartoon, also have the same issue where they did the same thing, and it's a common thread. But when Japanese manga did it, it should be removed or censored. I believe that this actually applied in a very funny way, because it's that if you guys go and watch a lot of American cartoon, that is often more than not when they introduce the female character, they are either young kids or young or high schooler or college student or this thing, is that they are still considered young. And when American cartoon do it, it's fine. It's entertainment. It's just for fun. It's not real. But when the manga anime come up, there's a whole new different story. Which, at the end of the day, is what the heck were they thinking? And it really amazed me sometimes with another saying of mine is that there is a fine line between reality and fiction. It's either there and not there, and often more than not, like some people just can't see that line. I know some people will just say that they often more than not there are some people who think fictional character as real, and or some people justifying that it's the real people who creating the fictional character. So that I can see how that come about, because if you guys think about it, right, fictional character are created by real people. Those authors are real, as much real people as they can, and they are the one who create this kind of fictional character. And often more than not, it's often the job of a voice actor, especially in the Japanese seiyuu. I won't call out all the English voice actor. There will be a whole new that is already I talk about them with their own issue. But often more than not, the Japanese seiyuu are very good in doing one thing, and that is to bring life to the characters. It's always been one of the things that I have learned back in voice acting in Japan, is that when you trying to bring voice to a character, you have to make sure that you are technically part of the character and trying to bring it live to make people understand that this is a real character. And often more than not, because of that, people always have a illusion that the character is real, which is a good thing, because the thing is, right, if they did a good job of bringing life to the character, it mean, and people start liking it, yeah, it means that the seiyuu or the voice actor or actresses are doing their job. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of Japanese voice acting is highly respected, because they are doing their job properly. Now, the thing is, right, in the Western side, right, a lot of people who love anime, especially because most people either they don't watch the manga series, or they don't understand the manga, they just come across the anime. It's much easier to enjoy. It's the voice, the action, the animation make it easier to enjoy, because probably they can't imagine reading a manga which is everything still picture, and they can't, because if you guys want to know why, is that I have quite a few friends who don't watch manga but they watch anime because they can't. They either they don't have the time to read the manga, or they just don't like the reading manga, because it's just reading. It's just to them, they may fall asleep while reading along the line. So maybe yes, maybe no, maybe I don't know. But the thing is, right, it's really amazed me with the justification with people coming out with hate after they learn the truth about animation or the anime itself, and they come up with ways to justify, like they enjoy it and then they start hating it with many reasons. And lolicon, all these things is just one of the ways. There are also some people who coming out with ways to hate, like let's say for example that they thought they add on in stuff that seem offensive to them, or maybe adding stuff that they don't seems to like it, or maybe they find it like trying to justify something that is not there. And often more than not, like I mentioned again and again, is that those users are using weird reasoning to start attacking, which is very interesting in my opinion, because it's always amazed me like how people can come up with ways to stacking. And even when the point when they say that when the manga add a lolicon to the character, oh, the manga must be a lolicon, or maybe it's catered for lolicon along the line. And the thing is, right, it's back to the point when how are they not attacking the Western cartoon when they introduce so-called young girls, or trying to so-called like using those young girls to talk about those central stuff, when Japanese anime don't even talk about those kind of thing, or even when they introduce that kind of thing or trying to implement that thing, they start they are being attacked, but the Western one is not being attacked. Like, it doesn't seem to make sense. And often more than that, if you guys use some of the cartoon back again, right, like those cartoons are not considered really like so-called being safe at all, because there are sometimes when they add on adult joke or implement adult joke, and when you watch them, it's like oh, those young kids won't understand it because the thing is, right, they make it as if there is double meaning. And those who know knows, those who don't know will be like, oh, it just mean one thing. It's back to the point when I use, like, often more than not, one of the things I love to joke with is that imagine that you are having when you put a coconut and a banana. Those who know knows about the banana and the coconut, but those who know, so the thing is, right, is back to the point of like sometimes I don't understand why like people start attacking with their reasoning when you go and dig deeper. Not every cartoon or anime are technically safe, especially on the cartoon side. Like no matter how I look at it, like it always seems to implement that kind of thing in them, and there's always some sort of adult joke in the cartoon area, and people just think otherwise. But when anime do it is the Japanese anime do it is like, yeah, we're gonna hate it, we're gonna spread to the world, we have to spread the hate, we have to let even more people say that this is a very bad thing. And it's back to the point when we actually have to ask ourselves, like, what were they thinking about? Again, I know there will be some people who say along the line that if you don't like it, don't watch it. But again, those people have to understand that those who give that comment about hating and not watching it would be the best way, is that the only way is that they move on with their life. Because the thing is, again, I talk about hate is a very, very powerful feeling. It can be very, very obsessive. And if they really love it and then they start hating it, the hate can be so powerful. That is the reason why there is the term called anti, there's the word called hater along the line, is that they catered their life to hating. They catered their life. It's just that for me, the only way I would say that the only way they can move they can stop doing this kind of thing is that it's not just don't watch it only. They have to move on with their life. They have to don't get near to it, and often more than not they have to go and either do other thing, like maybe find a new hobby, or maybe watch other thing that they like and just let life be life. But the thing is, right, it's really, really hard to stop them from hating, especially when some of the people who some of the diehard fan, right, not all of them are able to move on with their life, or it's just that it's, in a sense, I can see why. Because the thing is, right, sometimes a person, their mindset, you unless we know them personally, unless we know what is their mindset, you can't stop a person from hating. Sometimes some of them can't even think rationally, or sometimes they can't even understand what to do with their life. And there are some people who so-called in some people is considered a man child or female a woman child or whatever. It's like basically they can't mature in their mindset, and you can't stop them. Because the thing is, right, in this era, a lot of people, from how I look at it, is that a lot of them can't think about what they should do. If they're creating this kind of issue, if they have this kind of issue, in a way, the only advice to them is don't watch it, trying to make them move on with their life. And often more than not, it's really, really hard. And like telling them to not watch it if they don't like it is like trying to tell them to stop eating the favorite food they like a lot. It's already part of their life, and it's just hard to tell them to not do it. And that's how I feel like about it. But a lot of people just go along the line like, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's how am I gonna stop them from removing the habit of it? And often more than not, it's like there will be some people is just trying to justify their hate. They're trying to make noise about it, and yeah, we have to give them, like, let them calm down first, understand what is the issue. And if they want to continue hate, let them hate. We can't create more issues. It's just the same thing as like when I go around saying like, oh, I move on with my life, but so often more than not there will be some issue when the hate is very, very justifiable, and you can't blame them because they got their reason. But in this case, the hate for lolicon is understandable, because if we look at the issue with lolicon, or maybe in some cases the actual word will be the pedophile in Western side. There is quite a lot of issue when there is a lot of adult who go along the line with that people going along of preying on young child, and it is a thing that we should stop, because the thing is, right, those people are trying to justify the love for young girls, and there are cases where a lot of so-called people who love young child are actually not call themselves lolicon. It's more towards the word pedophile. They are actual predator in a way, and those kind of people tend to need to be stopped. But yet the reason why a lot of people go on the line, oh, it's a lolicon trying to cater to lolicon along the line, is that they have the mindset that all who go after a child of or maybe liking a child character is a bad thing. And that is when often more than not where the culture between country to country is different. In Japan, I won't deny the part that there is actual pedophile in Japan, but the thing is, right, those people need to be arrested and need to be stopped, and that is a case in Japan. But the thing is, right, there are also quite another kind of lolicon in Japan, which is more the protector side, where they actually say that, oh, it's a cute girl or a cute boy and they need to be protected, they need to be take care and make sure that when they grow up they become a good person in society along the line. And those are the people who find that, oh, they are very cute, and as they grow up, make sure that they stay their innocent, they became a very good person, or maybe to help to become a nice person and contribute to society. Like that is the other form of lolicon. But also again, there are quite a lot of people who like there's many kind of lolicon. I would give my take would be search up the actual term behind lolicon. Don't use one source as one source where they say, oh, lolicon is just basically liking female, young or younger along the line. There is actually a lot of form of lolicon. Do actual research on it, understand the true form of lolicon in Japan before start bashing, because a lot of information online can be misleading. It can even give you false information, and that is when people always take things like the first thing they see is considered a bad thing. If the thing indicates it's bad thing, they think it's a bad thing, and then people start attacking it. That is when things start going south. And in this case, people thinking that lolicon or loli character in anime is considered a bad thing, it often more than not always lead to weird reasoning or weird justification, and it really kind of create a very funny take every time when I look at it. It's like I was going to talk about the Bonnie from One Piece when people start attacking it, but at the same time it wasn't enough for me to create a random chat at that time. I wanted to do it to come up, because it would be back to the same video where I talk about where Twitter and or any user start attacking anime and manga with weird reasoning. I thought about that once, and I don't feel very comfortable with using one example for another random chat. And true and behold, a Twitter user never disappoint me, because they come up with the Bocchi the Raw issue where a lot of people start attacking it. And again, now I got too evident in that people trying to attack the anime or manga because of that either the mangaka is a lolicon or they're trying to introduce loli character. All these things, it's like it's back to weird reasoning when people start attacking. It's like it's a whole new different story when people start attacking either the series itself or the mangaka itself, the author itself. It's like it really amazed me at how people coming up with many different reasons to justify their hate, and often more than not they can't move on, and we can't really tell them to move on if they want to justify their hate. It just seems weird. So my advice to everyone is that if they really hate it, again the same advice that many other people are giving is, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But my actual advice would be move on with your life. There's no point in getting the hate. If people giving you the advice, or if you hate it, don't watch it, then my advice is again just move on with your life. There's nothing on to hate. And do a proper research on the series itself. Don't just take every information online as face value, because the thing is sometimes, right, some information that you found online can be false information and you cannot take them at face value. information in on internet right now is like in the past it was full of nice information or actual information and facts that we learn and that we but as time go by there will be troll or people trying to spread propaganda or trying to put in false information to mislead people, and often more than not it is always the issue that caused this kind of thing to happen. In one way like many people believe that till like tourists or maybe antis or haters should be kept from anime all these things, but I feel like one best way instead of like defending anime, I believe that they should justify like if they are from America, like those anti or like let's say those anti or hater are mostly from America, then show them cartoon or other country animation that does have those kind of implementation. I mean, like look at Morty, the Morty cartoon or Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob SquarePants. Like there are times when they implement those kind of dirty joke in like they sneak in a little bit of dirty stuff, and often more than not, it's like it's there. But why do people like it? It's just there already, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Yeah, I can see that, but anime and cartoon always have these kind of things sneak into them or implement them as a joke along the line, and that it always depend on the viewers to see how they react to it. And what you guys might not be aware is that often more than not, right, the manga always have to justify a add-on character or maybe or a few things. Like sometimes when they kill a character, there is a reason for it. If they add in a character or specific type, there is always like they feel like it may have an impact on the series themselves. So it's always very difficult to come up with it, because if I give an example, as a writer, as for that have written in English and JP, is that if I write a anime light novel where I introduce a whole lot of every old man character, how do you guys think? It's just basically a story about old men. But if I add in different variety, you have an idea of that this is a daily life or this thing. And between the first one and the second one, which one is more relatable? Often more than not, the later one tend to be relatable to more audience, because if you write about old men, people will say, oh, this is just about old men. But if you add in a little few other stuff with the plot, with the storyline, all these things, like if people can relate to it, then they will like it, they will enjoy it, and they will start reading it. Often more than not, as a writer, you have to come up with ways to understand that what got the audience hooked. And that is by writing something relatable. And in this case, most of the time when people add in like young little girls, is that they want, like maybe to them they feel like they have they want to justify that this is a character that we should add in, and that at the same time we should let people know that this is something that we should emphasize more. And maybe in later story they feel like this character have not much don't have too much backstory, and we should now add in the backstory. Like it's always part of the process of the story, and it's always part of the story writing, storytelling along the line. So when people start making a lot of noise about it, it just sad to know that people can't see what is behind the understanding of the writer. And often more than not, when I see this kind of thing, is that mostly the author maybe want to implement a deeper meaning behind it, or often more than not they feel like it's something they want to add on, and we should respect the author or the writer, or depending on whichever you guys call, maybe mangaka in this case, that they may have their reason for doing so. But at the end of the day, we should enjoy the manga, we should enjoy the story. If it's your cup of tea, you watch it, move on with your life. But if it's not something that you like, move on with your life and don't even watch it. Just erase it from your memory. And remember all the best thing. It's just very, very hard to justify or trying to tell everyone that why you hate this. And I believe there was someone telling me about this issue. I was discussing with him, is that one of the point I do agree upon is that there are some people is trying to create drama or trying to seek attention because they believe that if they say that they hate this series or trying to justify their hate, there will be people who may actually like that comment, and they will get more views or get more like or get more retweet, and then more people start appearing out of nowhere from the depth of the abyss and trying to justify with weird reason again to do all this hate along the line. So it's really interesting in when you think about why haters will always be hating and these always come out with their reason or this thing. It's really hard to stop them, and trying to stop them would be trying to erase all the abyss thing where it's basically there is always there. You can't remove them, and the only way is best to move on with our life, and if they don't like it, just move on. What they are seeking is technically can be considered a form of attention seeking. I believe on that. But if they are not trying to seek attention, then why would they justify why they come up with weird reason to hate? It's just weird. Because when Rev Say Desu or Hero Hugh start talking about it, they are giving the attention to the haters along the line, and it's always there. There will be people trying to so-called seek attention to justify their hate, and it's really something that we should avoid giving them. But who knows? I mean, like when people start talking about them, it's really interesting in many ways. But anyway, if you guys got your own views or your own take about all these things, or maybe if I miss out on some of the things to talk about, or maybe some of the point that you think that I should correct, or maybe you want to discuss a little further, just write in the comment below and we can discuss it further. If you also like this video or you want to know listen to more of my random chat where I chat about stuff that never follow a single trend, understand that I can today talk about anime, manga, the next day I can talk about games, I can talk about other stuff. It's always random. Don't quote me on that, but basically it's just basically I never really follow a trend unless I need to. It's always every topic is different. But anyway, I also play games online, so yeah, if you love to chat with me and discuss me on my live stream, just follow me or just subscribe, and then if I do some live stream, you want to talk with me during that moment, yeah, also fine with it. But anyway, with that being said, hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.